the last story, Steven, the big one, not big, but big, probably small, but big. Evander Kane, he, with all the controversies, finally gone from San Jose, and everyone's wondering where he's going to sign to next.
Is everyone wondering, or is it going to be Edmonton? Because I think it's going to be Edmonton.
The signs are looking like it, and apparently he already signed with Edmonton for 1.5. That is coming from the Edmonton Journals. TSN reports. Sounds like Kane is already signed by Edmonton for $1.5 million prorated. Technically, he needs to be under contract before any suspension kicks in. So it can't actually go through until this COVID situation clears up, because he also, I believe, before the new year, the 30th, he went to Canada and failed to prove whether or not he had COVID or not, or he had recently gotten COVID and he didn't quarantine long enough.
Yeah,
and that was it. And so he went to over the border and caused a big ruffle in the NHL. So they have to investigate that, and so there's a slew of things that are surrounding this player, and it begs the question whether or not he should actually be given another chance or another look. Like, even if is his stature, is Antonio Brown worth it to have on your team?
Well, the actual Antonio Brown, no.
Okay.
I don't think he'll ever, I know this is different. This is NFL. I don't think he's in a different situation. He's basically, if you look back at all the things he's done, especially this year with Antonio Brown, he's burned every single bridge he's ever had. The only reason why he got the chance with Tampa Bay Buccaneers was because Brady basically vouched for him and said, we need this guy and whatnot. He stood up for him, right? He even brought him into his home to live with him in his first, last year in Tampa Bay. Yeah, Brady was just classy about it. And then you hear this year, right after Antonio Brown basically quit on the team, he basically just started ripping on everybody. And he started saying Brady needed me and whatnot. It's just oh my God, the one guy who actually gave you a chance and is the reason why you came back and got a job in the NFL, you're then blaming him and saying that he needs me and whatnot. It's he's burned every bridge. I don't think Evander Kane has burned every bridge. I still think he clearly does. He still has bridges and ties with the NHL. Obviously with Edmonton, all these talks about Edmonton, Ken Holland saying, I believe in second chances. McDavid saying that Kane is a very good player. That pretty much confirms their interest and that they really want him to be there. So whether or not he wants to go to Edmonton or not, that's the question now. But that when he does decide on what team he goes to, that team, especially if it's Edmonton, they're about to get a lot more media coverage than they are now. And right now they're getting a lot of coverage for bad reasons because of their play. If this negative bad play continues even after they get Kane, let's say, I don't know how messy things get there in Edmonton.
Well, look at San Jose. Give an example through San Jose, because they had him for 2.5 years. Yep. And recently, this year in particular, they have been doing pretty well for themselves in San Jose. Is that maybe because Evander Kane hasn't played all year?
Right? Maybe just him being out of that locker room is kind of
what they needed.
Yeah, it's almost just been some guys are now we can breathe again. You know what I mean?
So are we putting oil into the fire if you're putting Evander Kane in there?
I get it, because of the Oilers. Oil, good one.
There you go.
It has the potential to be oil, but I think it should be water. It should put out the flames. But again, if things go wrong, a little bit of oil gets mixed in there, and then boom, internal combustion.